What's going on, everyone? This is Kevin here, coming at you with my hands-on and first impressions video of the Umidigi A11. Now, this phone was recently launched by Umidigi, and they did send it out to me to cover here on the channel, but all opinions expressed in this video are completely my own. Now, the Umidigi A11 is being offered in two different configurations. You can get it with 3 GB of RAM and 64 GB of internal storage, or 4 GB of RAM, or 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. Now, to see the most up-to-date pricing for this device, take a look at the various links in the video description, but this phone is definitely meant to be more of a budget option. Now, before I show you a variety of different things about the actual phone itself, let's take a closer look and see what all we get included in the box. So this is kind of a different style of box from Umidigi, definitely a bit different from other Umidigi devices in the past. In addition to that, they've kind of modified their logo as well, and this is the new one. And here are some of the various specifications for the device as well, but we'll be going through all of this throughout the video. But I also want to mention too that this is the variant that has 4 GB of RAM and 128 GB of internal storage. Now, the first thing we have here in the box is a clear plastic case. It's definitely nice to have this included here, as it will provide your device with some protection. Then after that, we have this packet here that does say Beyond Dreams. And inside of the packet, we have a SIM card removal tool. And we also have a Umidigi A11 quick start guide. Then getting further into the box, we do have a USB wall adapter. And then we also have a USB-C cable for charging and data transfer. Now, with this device, we are getting a very large display at 6.53 inches. The display itself is LCD at 720p. We're getting a PPI of 269 and a 20:9 aspect ratio. So a more narrow but taller design here with the phone. Now, this phone is offered in two different colors. It's offered in frost gray and mist blue. This is the frost gray color. And I know some people are going to comment that they're not a fan of the slogan being on the back of the phone, but honestly, I think it's fine. It's kind of cool that some of these smartphone manufacturers are doing some different things here. And the finish on the back of the phone is really cool looking too. You can probably see as you're kind of moving the phone around, it's a different gradient at every angle. Now, with this device, we do have a water drop notch up top, and in that notch is an 8 megapixel front-facing camera. Now again, as I mentioned earlier on in the video, we do have two different storage configurations, as it comes with both 64 gigabytes or 128 gigabytes. So this is the 128 gig variant of the phone. And with that, we're also getting microSD card expansion. Now, there's no wireless charging with the Umidigi A11, but the device does feature a fingerprint sensor on the side. So we'll give that a try right now. And you can see that was very quick. One more time. And in addition to that, this phone also supports Face Unlock. Now, with the Umidigi A11, we're getting a triple camera setup. We're getting a 16 megapixel main camera, an 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera at 120 degrees, and we're getting a 5 megapixel macro camera. Now, this phone does support portrait mode with both the rear and front cameras, which is definitely a really awesome thing. Now, here's how things look on the actual camera app itself. This is with the main camera right now. And stay tuned for the full review video for this phone, as I'll show you a variety of different photo and video samples from it. But then from here, we can switch over to the ultra wide angle camera. So we're able to fit a lot more content into the frame. Or if we want to, we can switch over to the macro camera so that we're able to take very close-up images in very good detail. And then we also have portrait mode, and then again, you can use that with both the rear and front cameras here with the device so that you're able to get those nice blurred out backgrounds that I know that everybody's a big fan of. And then of course, if you want to, you can just take standard selfies as well. Now again, this phone is offered in both 3 or 4 gigabytes of RAM, and this is the variant that has 4 gigs of RAM. Now, this phone also features the MediaTek Helio G25 processor, and I did run a benchmark test using the Geekbench 5 benchmarking app, and you can see right here, I got a single core score of 152 and a multi-core score of 827. So what I recommend doing is running this test on your current phone and then comparing those scores to these scores to see whether or not the Umidigi A11 actually would be a performance upgrade for you. But in general, I would say that these scores are pretty acceptable for a phone that is very entry level. Now, as far as video recording goes, it maxes out at 1080p with both the front and rear cameras. And with this device, we're getting a very large battery at 5,150 milliamp hours. So if you are looking for a phone that gives you tons of battery capacity, then the Umidigi A11 probably should be a phone that you should be considering. Now, as far as software goes, this phone does come with Android 11, and it is a very stock version of Android, which is really awesome. Now, by default, the launcher that comes here with the phone does not have an app drawer. So if you do want to have an app drawer, then what you need to do is hold down on the wallpaper, go to Home Settings, go to Launcher Style, and switch it from home screen to default. And then now you'll get the app drawer. I'm not sure why they don't do that as the default setting, but if you are confused about that, then this is how you get it. And another thing I want to clarify as well, and I get this on pretty much every Umidigi video that I upload here on the channel, are questions from people on whether or not the phone will be getting software updates. Now, from my experience, with every Umidigi phone I've ever had, it has never gotten a major Android software update to a newer version of the software. So this phone, 99.9% most likely will have Android 11 indefinitely. So if you want to get a phone that's going to give you updates for many years to come, and especially updates to newer versions of Android, then you probably will want to go with a different brand. But if that doesn't matter to you so much, and you want to have those savings passed on to you, because keep in mind, software updates do cost money for the manufacturers, then this phone probably would be a good fit for you. So basically my point is that if you're happy with the software that you're getting from the day that you receive the phone, then you won't be disappointed. But if you're getting this phone with the expectation that it's going to be getting software updates for an extended period of time, or at all, then you will be disappointed. Now keep in mind too that Umidigi does not promise or advertise that they're going to be giving you major Android software updates in the future. So again, I just wanted to clarify that so that nobody's surprised when they do get this phone. Now there is no NFC with this phone, so if you are someone that does like to make mobile contactless payments, then you're not getting it here. But there are some other cool features that do make this phone especially stand out from other budget options out there. The first one is that this phone actually has a built-in thermometer. It's this circle in the corner. And I'll be testing out that feature in the full review video. But also, this phone has a dedicated smart key. And with the smart key, you can customize it to do a variety of different functions. So to customize this, pull down the shade, go to the gear for the settings. Then you're going to see smart key right there. Tap on that. And you can see by default, they have some things set up here, but you can customize anything. So for example, if you want to have the smart key open up the flashlight with a single click, I now switched it over to that. And then now with one press on that key, the flashlight is now working. And you can even have it do other functions too, like opening various applications. So maybe, for example, you are constantly going on Instagram and you want to have a very easy, quick way to access it. Now that I have it set to Instagram for a single press, I can tap on the smart key right here, and it'll now pull up Instagram. So that's definitely pretty interesting. Now taking a closer look at the actual hardware of the phone. I already talked quite a bit about the front panel here, but essentially we do have a water drop notch up top, and then we do have a little bit of a thicker bottom bezel. Then, on the left side of the phone, we have the slot for the SIM card and micro SD card. We also have the smart key right here. And then on the right side of the phone, we have the fingerprint sensor that is also the power button, which does work very well. Try that out one more time. So very quick. And then we have volume down and volume up. Then up top here on the phone, we have the 3.5mm headphone jack. And then on the bottom, we have the microphone, USB-C port for charging and data transfer, and we have the speaker. And then on the back of the phone, we have the camera module, flash, and then we have Beyond Dreams right here, and Umidigi branding. And again, I'm a big fan of this finish on the back. It really does look very premium as well. And in general, this phone just looks and feels way more expensive than it is. I'm also a big fan of this boxier design that the phone does have, as this is something that you typically just don't see with too many other Android smartphones. Now, in some ways, it is similar to the iPhone 12 with that boxier form factor, but there's enough design characteristics here that Umidigi really did go in a direction of their own. So again, I'm a big fan of this whole design here with things being boxier, and I like that the device just looks more expensive than it really is. So in general, I think the Umidigi A11 is a very exciting device from the brand, and I'm really excited to make a variety of other videos about it in the future, and I'm curious to know what you think about the actual phone itself. But again, thanks for watching. This is Kevin here, and I will see you in the next video.